Tuesday, I guess you must have been working in Malvern or something because Brian texted about, you being in Malvern or something and want to get together because it was so hot out and want to take advantage of the pool and
Yeah.
everything or hit up runs. You couldn't, but I hung out with Brian, our third co-host, who's absent today. Um, and pretty much at like we got in at like 5:30 or sometime around
Yeah.
there. And in typical Brian fashion, he said, make sure there's a beer waiting for me when I get there. I think I know the drill.
Oh
And pretty
yeah.
much I was setting out I probably got out back at like 5-ish. And immediately I brought out like two beers, one for I was drinking, waiting for him. The other one I was just because we're like, well, I feel like it was gonna cool down by the time he gets here. It took him a couple minutes to get, from where he is to where I am.
Yeah.
And because it was so hot out, I actually swapped out beers. So I finished my first beer, took his beer that was already outside to make sure he had the coldest beer possible.
What a guy.
What a
Look at
host. What a
come on, man.
host.
What a
Okay. What a
host, man.
host.
What dude, you got some brownie points there. I don't
Yeah.
know what you
Because
deserve though, but
I went back
I
to the
hope
fridge, got a
you
cold
know
beer.
what?
So,
You know what?
perfect
You
for him.
we should really do. We should text Brian like, hey, I hope you understand because of Whitmer, you had the nicest, freshest, coldest beer he could find. He kept it nice and cold just for you.
I told him when it was that, that I did that.
I love it. Well,
So
and was he gave her a typical Brian response like, oh, thanks.
yep.
What an ass.
I had to make sure it was cold and everything. So yeah, we just kind of,
Next time, if he's not, he doesn't seem great. I don't think he's grateful. I think you should just give him a very warm beer next time.
right. Um, but pretty much just hung out that night, you know, did the usual thing,
Yeah,
relaxed poolside. Um, then we decided to hit up Ron's. Decided to
nice.
go out and eat at Ron's, so we went out there. And
Ew.
on Tuesdays after 4:30, Ron sponsor us, obviously. They do BOGO ovals after like 4:30. So
Oh,
Brian and I
no.
obviously took advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Um, And the craziest thing happened where the waitress we had remembered Brian coming to Ron's when he was a kid and blew our mind. So pretty much we were like they were going back and forth talking about
Yo,
um
stop. Get out of here.
remembering those times like coming up to Ron so often and
Yeah.
everything. And he was showing like pictures of like what they look like now and everything.
Oh
And
my God.
he's like, yeah, I
Dude,
remember
that's
them.
so,
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
It's like, wow. It's like great
Yeah.
memory.
That the only time that ever happened where like we bumped into like a waitress or someone who worked there there is something similar. Now I can't no, you were down there for that at the time with us. When we went to Tommy's bachelor party in
That's
Virginia,
right.
we
Yeah, she
went to
remember.
this one
Yeah,
restaurant while we were there.
it was
And
like the
for
first
some
restaurant we went
odd
to. Not
reason,
everyone was in yet. It was just like
yeah, it was you, me, Matt, and Brian, because obviously the four of us. Oh no, I'm sorry, no, it was us. Dude,
Matt,
all
I think, right?
Matt was with us, right? He had to have been with us.
No, he came in the next morning, right?
That's right. That's right. Okay. So it was us three,
And
and then
and
oh, and
JJ.
JJ. That's right. That's right. So it's us three, JJ, and then also we met up with Tommy there. The first restaurant we hit up for lunch and everything, I forget how it got brought up. I think it was oh, like
Oh,
their first bachelor party,
she said where she was from or something, or like her name badge or
or
something said about
somehow it came up where she was from. Oh, like that's where the three of us or four of us are from, and oh, what's school to get to and everything. And she mentioned her mom's name as a teacher, and all of us were like, "Oh my god!" Like we actually remember who that is, and we were just losing it.
yeah,
I thought that was like the craziest thing is like it's I know it's Virginia's like it's if it was like a state or like all the way across the U.S.
yeah,
compared to like just Virginia, that would be even more crazier. But like still like 4 freaking hours away.
yeah.
That's pretty nuts. But anyway, so it was I think the closest thing I've ever like had that happen where it's like I like someone who like ever since I was like younger kind of thing like that. We're just like it like
Yeah.
clicked.
I had it once the opposite way where we remembered I don't know if the waiter remembered us, but we remembered the waiter. But this is
Yeah.
back one of our many Disney trips we took. And one of the restaurants we always go to, um, back in like one of the last trips we took in like '08 when I was a kid. Like we
Mhm.
remember him vividly, like, you know,
Yeah,
being our waiter then. And then I went again like back in 2014 when I graduated high school, and we had like the same guy again waiting at our table and
that's awesome.
everything. And I think even my brother did like a shout out, and I think he like retweeted him or something like that. So
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, there's that just you do bring up a very funny point. There's nothing worse when and because this has happened to me, and I've done the same thing to somebody else, where you remember somebody and they have absolutely like no idea who you are. You're like, oh, like yeah, like how's it going? And like, yeah, I don't know
well,
you.
yeah, I have I'm the worst with names, so I'm not.
Oh,
I
dude,
have
right
that
there with
happen all
you,
the
right
time.
there with you,
I
right there
remember
with
the
you.
face, but the name's just gonna
Yeah, no, 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 the
it's
things
gonna.
I'll remember. I had that happen with my one of my coworkers at my job. It happened last year. It was like to be fair, it was like my first week there. We went to like all like a team like bowling event, and we're all there talking. And one of my the one that coworkers that I like just met, which is super nice and pretty good friends with her now. And we were talking. Oh, like where'd you get a split out downtown? And East and oh, when did you graduate? Did you know this person? I'm like, no, I graduated 2014. And the one girl, um,
Oh
she
yeah,
was
she graduated
listening.
too.
Yeah, yeah, she was listening, but she was just like kind of staring off into space, just like like just like not there. And then she heard 2014 Dynasty East. She was like, wait, did you say 2014 Dynasty East? I'm like, yeah, actually, because I also graduated there. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then we did a double take, like we looked at each other like, I think I
Uh,
know you.
yeah,
Yeah, it was just funny though.
yeah. I had that. I had a weird, not weird, but um, I don't think I've told this story on here. I may have told you this
Hmm.
before, but I had in freshman year of college, I had a guy we knew from high school, and we both actually recognized each other, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And we're just kind of start like talking, saying like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? How's like life kind of
yeah.
going? How are you liking Bloomsburg so far?" All those kind of things. And at the end of it, he just apologized for not talking to me during high school. I was like, I don't care. It's like, okay, it's
But
fine, but it's
no,
like,
no. It's funny because like some people just do that, where it's like like now, like because it's just like it comes around. It's like, hey, like I understand it if they apologize, like, hey, sorry if I was like jerk to you. Like, I can absolutely
yeah,
understand
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if someone's like, hey, sorry, I never really talked to you and everything like that,
That's how
it's very nice of them.
yeah,
But
it's like
it's just funny
it's
though.
fine. It's like, oh, and
Yeah,
there's like, yeah, we should hang out. So it's like, yeah, sure. Never saw him
yeah,
again. Literally never saw
love
him
it.
again after that.
I love
I
that.
think he
That's
may have
awesome.
another part of that too. I think he may have transferred
Transfer.
to another
That makes sense.
school. But
That makes sense.
yeah, I never saw him. I didn't even really see him again after that,
That's too
like on
funny.
around campus or
Yeah.
anything. It's like, yeah, we should
All
hang out.
right.
It's
Well,
like, oh, cool.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
never again.
Cool.